we packed up a small little church, about 6 inches by 6 inches, maybe a little taller. It had a steeple on it. And we packed up a little small house. We called it the parsonage. It was about the same size, no steeple on it. Each was beautiful, but each had a little bit of a hint of Motel 6. You could leave the light on in them. And we sat one on each end of the piano. Well, somewhere in the midst of moving, they got placed somewhere very special and safe. I think we've gone through every apple box, at least we think we have, searching, rearranging, but in part searching for those 2 items, and they're still lost. There's a wall in the storage room, and it's all apple boxes stacked one on top of the other, every one labeled, so we know what's in there. And still, these 2 items gone. They have gone, I think, to be with that one sock that doesn't have its presence with its mate in the drawer. Or they've gone with that one tax receipt. All the others are there. But that one, it's missing. It skipped town without bail. You just don't know where it is. Or that warranty card. Everything's functioning in the house except for one item, and that item's warranty card, who knows where it is, but there's all the other warranty cards. The church and the house are likely near that carried out of the bedroom paper. It's set on the table when the phone rings. And somehow, when the conversation is over, it's gone from the table. It's not in the bathroom. It's not on the kitchen counter. It's not with all the mail from the rest of the week. I don't need help losing anything. But the things God wants me to lose, losing those things seem to be a different matter. Jesus has a long list of things for us to lose. The log in the eye, lose it. The hand, the eye, the foot that leads us into sin, lose it. The attitude that leads another child of God to stumble or to fall, lose it. The self that weighs us down and sets our needs above others' needs, the little narcissisms in life that we carry, lose them. The way, the habits, the tendencies that keep us from being helpful and humble and hopeful, lose them. The whatever it is we carry in our hands or in our hearts that we have to put down in order to pick up the cross, lose them. The things we seem better off losing are the things that are stuck to our souls by some form of spiritual Velcro, or super glue, or liquid nails, or gorilla gruel. Gorilla gruel, that just does not sound good. Gorilla glue, remind me never to put that in a sermon again. And old-fashioned static electricity. Lord, tug at something in my soul that I want to keep but would be better off without, and watch the sparks fly and listen to the static. Hear the Velcro tear and the glue peel loose, except when it's really, really good glue, it's not the glue that's peeling, but a part of us. Part of the things that are glued that begins to tear. And so we come to Peter's brief conversation with Jesus. Jesus begins to teach his disciples that the Son of Man must suffer at the hands of many. And Peter grabs Jesus aside, pulls him away, and tries to set Jesus straight. And then Jesus confronts Peter. His words tearing through the air like 3 or 10 feet of Velcro being ripped apart. Peter, get out of my way. You are Satan. You have no idea how God works. Talk about hard words to hear. Humbling words. They are the type of words Jesus tells us not to say to one another. Leave the judging to me, says God. But Peter pushes, and Jesus is human, and Jesus also sees a bit more clearly than we do. And Peter is a witness to a truth that most of the important, really important changes we make in our lives sting a little before they heal a lot. There's an old saying in AA circles, you can't get better till you stop drinking, and you can't stop drinking until you get better. Simply put, recovering from alcoholism, recovering from anything, isn't just about setting aside a bottle. It is about setting aside a part of ourselves and taking up something new and healthier. We are all, I think, recovering in some way. We are all attached to things that aren't healthy for us on the soul level. A friend of mine, a social worker, used to say, all of us are addicted. The trick in life is to find the addictions that are life-giving and latch onto those. The addictions, the passions, the things to do which will give us life and give life to the people around us. His own healthy addiction became a passion for woodworking, and he would make things for all the people in his family and for friends. Sometimes they were free items, sometimes they weren't. For his church, for nonprofits, always making beautiful items. Picked up wood as a passion and a way to share love with others joyfully and thankfully and sometimes sacrificially. It sounds kind of like picking up a cross. In 1907, Adelaide Pollard had a dream. She had a vision, a calling she saw. She was 40-some years old, and her vision still had not come to fruition. She had a dream of going to Africa as a missionary, but she was having trouble raising the funds. And inside she was despairing over not being able to raise the funds, but she continued to be with her church family. She continued to go to studies and study the Gospels. And one night she went to be with her church family, a small prayer and study group. And there was an old woman in that group who was leading it. And they were studying Jeremiah 18:3. The passage that follows Jeremiah 70, where Jeremiah describes God's people as being like stone or iron that has been etched by chisels and just completely unchanging. And then Jeremiah, in chapter 18, has a vision from God and begins to see the people in a new way. And he tells them they are like clay. They can be molded and shaped and reworked, that they can, with God's help, be started completely over from scratch and made into something beautiful. The leader of the study group ended her prayer with these words. She said, "Just have your way with our lives, Lord." And Adelaide Pollard went home with those words stirring in her mind. And in the dark of night, by lamplight, she penned words that whether she ever reached Africa or not, words that would reach Africa and Europe and India and Asia and Australia, pretty much the entire earth. It's not clear whether Adelaide ever did reach Africa. One source says yes, some others say no. But her words have spanned the globe for a century as an invitation to God to recreate us, reshape us, remake us, even bend and break us for healing. And every soul who sings them or says them or hears them offers up the prayer, "Have thine own way, Lord, have thine own way. Thou art the potter, and I am the clay. Mold me and make me after thy will, while I am waiting, yielded and still." Said Jesus to his followers, "Whoever wants to be my